Hi, have you ever dreamed of moving to France? Have you ever dreamed of living and experiencing French culture, of tasting incredible French wines, eating French food, and also working in France where you get to make a difference, do something meaningful, expand your mind? Oh, then let's just add in, have you ever dreamed of having a job where you get your summers off paid and you get ample vacation time? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, actually, I'm living that dream, and I'm here to tell you right now that dream does exist. My name is Alex Woods, and I'm an ESL teacher teaching English here in France. I'm also an American citizen, and moving here wasn't an easy task. That's why I started my website, movetofranceandteachenglish.com, to help others like you who are interested or curious about moving to France and want to have that meaningful, incredible experience learning about the culture, tasting the foods, experiencing the language and the culture of France, and also having a chance to travel around all of Europe, a chance that not many Americans get to have living in the United States, or anywhere that you live if you're living outside of Europe. My mom's American, my father's Venezuelan, but when I was 5 years old, I moved to France with my parents and lived in Paris for 6 years. That's where I learned to love the French culture, the French food, and I became a Francophile without even really realizing that I became one. Eventually moved back to the US for my studies. I went to a university in Boston and got a bachelor's in business marketing. But in my last semester, I realized I didn't really want to do business. I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach English as a second language. And so right after I graduated, I got a CELTA, which is a certificate to teach English language to adults, certified from the University of Cambridge. That was a 1-month thing. And after I got that, I started teaching for a year and a half English as a second language here I should say, over in the US. After that, I realized I really needed to learn more, so I went back to school, got my master's to teach English as a second language at the University of Columbia in New York. And after that, I taught for another year and a half, so a total of 4 to 5 years in the US before I finally got that opportunity and actually learned about the job opportunities to teach English at the university level here in France. It might sound really difficult, like there's a lot of qualifications, and there are some, but it's actually not as difficult as you may think. And again, that's why I wanted to start my website, Move to France and Teach English, to share my experience and to really let people know that there are job opportunities to teach English at the university level in France, where you get paid summers off, where you get to teach English to young adults at the university level in France. You can teach at all different kinds of universities all across France, whether it be north, south, east, west, even in Corsica, an island in the Mediterranean. And it's just incredibly enriching. You have a lot of time off. And it wasn't easy to move to France, right? I have no European citizenship, so I had to do it all myself. I'm married, so I actually had to also get a visa for my wife to come with me. And there's a lot of challenges I had to go through, and there are a lot of mistakes that I made too, moving to France. And that's, again, another reason why I wanted to create the website, movetofranceandteachenglish.com, so I can share with you my mistakes and share with you my challenges, but also my successes, what went well, what didn't go well, so that you can move to France and teach English, have that incredible, enriching, interesting experience without all of the stress and worry, and hopefully avoid the mistakes that I made. So if you're interested, check out movetofranceandteachenglish.com. On the blog, I have a lot of information about my experiences moving to France and my practices teaching English as a second language at the university level. If you're curious and want to know more about your specific situation, I offer free 10-minute discovery calls where you can book a 10-minute call with me via Zoom. And I can tell you more about the positions that are available at universities in France. I can tell you a bit more about the differences between universities and different cities, because they do vary in qualification levels and also what they require for application process. And if you want to go even further, if you really feel like you want some more help, maybe you found the perfect job to apply to, but you need that experienced help with fine-tuning your resume, or maybe translating it into French, or getting a better cover letter, or practicing your interview skills, because if you interview, it is going to be partly in French, partly in English. I can share with you kind of questions that I've been asked, the cover letters that were successful or not successful, and the resumes that were successful or not successful, the differences in resumes in the US versus France, because there is a different format there. All my information I can share with you personally and work with you if you're interested in working with me on that, or you can just read the information yourself on the blog. But either way, I really recommend, and I'm excited for you to check out Move to France and TeachEnglish.com.